Bill Hooton, you've got it made. You've come back to your roots, back to the soil. New Mexico, the land of enchantment. Babs and Brooke will adjust.
Trapped. I should never have fallen in love with a man who wasn't born in New York. But I did promise I'd give it a year. A year? Running a dude ranch? I'm a fashion model, not a cowpoke.
Big deal. I've seen all of this on television. I'm a city boy. Compared to this, military school is a sanctuary. Hell.
There you come, Guestward Ho, carry a roll. Guestward Ho, there you go, nightingale, the flight alone. There's that voice loud and clear, saying, welcome, pioneer. Guestward Ho, Guestward Ho.
It's more than I hoped for. Impressive, isn't it?
How? I, Rocky, nephew of Hawkeye, on behalf of my uncle, welcome you and hope you have many moons of happiness in Guestward Ho.
Well, what do you know? The owner of the Hawkeye Realty Company must be an Indian. How about that, son?
Yeah, how about that?
Get that fixed first thing in the morning. Well, it's authentic.
Why don't you admit it? You've been had.
Had?
Anyone who buys a dude ranch before he investigates it is a little naive.
Naive? Why, the brochure was very impressive. In fact, it was beautiful.
You should have framed it and saved your money.
Now, darling, let's not fight in front of the boy.
Go ahead, fight. But let's do it in the car on the way back to New York.
Now, Brooke, don't be a quitter. We came out here to start a new life. Now, let's get settled and everything will look a lot brighter in the morning.
Oh, Bill! Bill! Bill!
Dad just left. He went to town.
Where have you been?
Oh, I slept in the station wagon. I hate this place.
How does it look in the morning?
Well, you see more of it. Dad left you a note. Mom!
Don't just stand there, read it.
Have gone to town to get some help.
Good.
Won't be home till late.
Louder.
Here's our schedule. We get up at 5:30.
We did.
Clean up main building. Fix shutters. You'll find the tools in the shed. Clean up barn and corral, and don't forget to water the horses.
Oh!
But, Mom, if we don't water the horses, they'll die. You wouldn't.
Come on.
Well, kids, how'd it go today? Come on, cheer up. I've got good news.
You got help.
No, but our first guest will arrive at sundown.
Guests.
Of course, guests. We're running a dude ranch, aren't we? Come on, get up. We got work to do.
Bill Hooton, don't push me. You know, New Mexico has one advantage. It's very close to Reno.
Uh-oh. We got a leaky water trough. I better fix that right away. Why don't you kids get some water?
Mrs. Hooton, we're hungry.
Hi. Everything under control?
Oh, absolutely. I have nothing to do. I'm free as an inmate at Devil's Island. I'm a combination maid, cook, and waitress. But it's a challenge.
Now, honey, calm down. I'm going into town this morning and round up some help.
I thought you looked for help yesterday.
I did, but you know how hard help is to get.
Unless you marry it. And brother, you did.
The first day is always the roughest. And once we get a wrangler, I'll be able to take some of this off your hands.
Speaking of wranglers, our charming guest would like to go riding.
Fine. I'll saddle up some horses and you can take them while I'm in town.
Bill, I don't like horses. Why can't they go riding in the station wagon?
Babs, this is a dude ranch. I want to ride horses.
And I am a fashion model, not a cowpoke, and I want to go home.
Now, look, I don't want to hear any more talk about going home. When we left New York, we said we'd give it a year.
Did I say that?
You sure did.
I must have been temporarily insane.
Mrs. Hooton, you are planning to serve breakfast, aren't you?
Coming right up.
See you later.
Excuse me, Mr. Hawkeye, but I'd like to talk to you about a loan.
Rocky, bring me Lonesome's card from file.
Well, I know I owe you a little money, but I'll pay it back to you just as soon as you get me a job.
Lonesome, you know how much I like you. You know how much I respect you. You know I'm a generous man. I wouldn't lend you a penny. You can't fight statistics. Lonesome, Caucasian, occupation wrangler, experience 47 years, age varies, reliability, only when sober. Last job, can't remember, reason for leaving last job, corner saloon. Credit rate, ridiculous. My hands are tied.
Please, Mr. Hawkeye.
Speaking as executive of Hawkeye Loan Company, you haven't a chance.
Oh.
But as Hawkeye, the humanitarian and benefactor of this community, here's $1. Use it wisely.
I'll never forget this.
Return Lonesome's card to file.
Morning.
Welcome. What can we do for you? We have everything your heart desires. Beads, bangles, bows, buttons, blankets. Just got a shipment from Japan.
An Indian shipment from Japan?
Non-union. But authentic craftsmanship.
I don't want to buy anything. I'm Bill Hooton, the new owner of Guestward Ho.
Oh, Mr. Hooton. You great white eagle. I'm so sorry I missed you yesterday. I was in New York attending bankers' convention. How is that beautiful ranch I sold you?
Well, as a matter of fact, there are a few things I'd like to talk to you.
Almost broke my heart to part with that piece of land, so black, so fertile. I'm sure there's oil on that property. Now, what else can we sell you, Mr. Hooton?
Well, I need a...
How about a group of tribal dancers for entertainment at the ranch? They build their own fire, make their own costumes, and wear them.
No, thanks. What I really need is
for a price, I can arrange an authentic raiding party. Fake massacre. Always lots of excitement for both sides. A little extra, we can burn down the house. Insurance company need never know.
I need a wrangler for my ranch.
Rocky, get me Lonesome Scout from the file. Oh, great white eagle, the gods are smiling on you. I have just the man.
Good. If I don't get help soon, I'm afraid my guests will leave.
Now, Lonesome, Caucasian. Experience, 47 years, in the saddle. Age, early 40s. Reliability, I vouch for him personally. Last job, foreman. 250-acre ranch. When he left, it had to close up. Reason for leaving last job, too far from nearest church. You see, he's an ex-choir boy. Credit, unlimited.
That sounds wonderful. When can he start?
Oh, I think I just saw him come out of barber shop. Note that gait. Real cowboy, doesn't even know he's on the ground. You've got to make a deal with him fast before someone else snaps him up. He's in great demand.
He's got a little problem.
I know. I was only trying to help him. He's a good man. He needs a job.
Well, let me think about it.
Nobody else will hire him. Why don't you give him a chance, Mr. Hooton?
Lonesome. You got yourself a job.
Who, me?
That's right. You're gonna be my wrangler.
What do you know?
What do you say we get started?
Yeah, okay.
One thing, Lonesome.
Yes?
About your drinking.
Oh, I never touch a drop.
You think you can sober up before we get out the ranch?
Absolutely.
Politest horse I ever met. We came to a fence and he let me go first. Put him in the corral for me, will you, dear? I'll see about the Welshes.
Mom, I don't want to seem maladjusted, but I don't like horses.
Why, Brooke, who ever heard of such a thing? Brooke, boys like horses. Boys and horses are traditional.
Do you really believe that?
Mrs. Hooton,
Yes, Mrs. Welch?
we are leaving, Mrs. Hooton.
Leaving? Why?
Why? The beds are lumpy, the service is poor, there's no hot water, the food is cold, and you have no entertainment. It's not my idea of a vacation.
But we are trying, Mrs. Welch.
Well, that's no reason why we should pay to be guinea pigs. Goodbye, Mrs. Hooton.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Yes, so am I. But I think we've had it. When your father gets home, we're going to tell him we're going back east.
All right. But who's going to tell him?
Now, don't you worry your little head about that. You'll find a way.
Looking horses, Mr. Hooten.
Oh, not bad. But I have to get several more to take care of all the guests.
Yeah. Sure be good working for a bachelor. I don't hold much with women.
Who told you I was a bachelor?
Guessed it. Place looks so sloppy.
I'm married.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, but you'll be crazy for Babs. She's almost not like a girl. She loves the ranch, and she's just as plain and simple as the earth.
Well, as long as there ain't no kids underfoot.
Well, I do have a son.
Oh?
Oh, but he's all boy. You'll love it.
Yeah, well, okay. As long as he likes horses.
Sits and watches them all day long. Come on, we'll get the key to the bunkhouse. Hi, son.
Hi, Dad.
Mr. Hooten? Who's that?
This is my wife, Babs.
The New York version. Like it?
Sure is plain, ain't you?
And this is my boy, Brooke.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Sonny.
Hello.
Hey, I understand you like horses, huh?
Are you kidding? I hate them.
Well, then, what are you doing on the range?
I was kidnapped.
Mr. Hooten, you got to do something about him.
I give up. Who's the mystery guest?
This is Lonesome, our new wrangler.
Good. Just what we're going to need in our New York apartment.
What do you mean?
Sure looks like a short job.
Lonesome, would you take a look at the bunkhouse, see if there's anything we can do to make you comfortable?
Oh, I sure will, Mr. Hooten. Hope you're all here when I get back.
Now then, what's all this?
New York City.
You mean you want to quit?
Exactly. We're going home.
Now, just a minute. I am the head of this family. I think I should have my say.
Say.
Well, in the first place, as parents, we have no right to be selfish. Think how wonderful all this is for our son.
Dad.
Your father. And what about our guests? We just can't walk out and leave them.
Our guests walked out and left us 2 hours ago.
They left?
That's right. And the next voice you hear will be your son's.
You're certainly not going to heap this kind of responsibility on the small head of an 8-year-old child.
He's almost 13.
I'm 10.
You see, he doesn't even know how old he is. How do you expect him to understand how important this is to his character?
What character?
Brooke. I know what's happened. While I was away, you've reached this child and poisoned his tiny mind. Son, has your mother tried to influence you?
No.
Well, good. Now then, let's discuss this quietly, calmly, and honestly. Now, what would you rather do? Live out here in the open country and grow up strong and healthy and free, or go back east to that cold, slushy, grimy, dirty, overcrowded, filthy city and maybe get hit by a taxi?
Now, that's what I call a calm and honest discussion.
Dad, I'm lonesome.
Everybody's lonesome. That's part of growing up.
Well, I want to be lonesome with my friends back in New York.
Now, listen. The world is a big place, and New York's only a small part of it. Now, sooner or later, you're going to have to learn to adapt to new places, make new friends.
Mom, talk to him.
Brooke has lived in the city all of his life. It just isn't fair to ask him to make this kind of adjustment.
Well, I lived in New Mexico until I was 22 years old. I didn't have any trouble adjusting to New York.
Well, it's a lot easier to make adjustments at 22 than it is at 10.
The companionship of other children is very important to a boy Brooke's age.
That's right. Let's face it, I don't have anyone to play with.
Please, Bill, let's go home.
Yeah, Dad, please.
All right. I give up. I'm tired of being a heavy. We'll sell this place and we'll go back to New York.
Welcome, my lovely niece, Blossom. How did you do at the railroad depot today?
Not good, Uncle. 1 blanket and 2 bracelets.
Let us face it, Blossom, you're too sensitive to be a saleswoman. I think maybe you should be a cook.
But, Uncle, I can't cook.
Oh, no.
It's dishonest.
Blossom, if you think like a squaw, you'll wind up in a teepee with two papooses and live as a squaw for the rest of your life, right?
Right, Uncle.
From the moment we took the beads and gave them Manhattan Island, the die was cast. Today, you've got to learn how to operate in a European-American's world. But don't worry, I'll get you a job. Who knows? One day we may take the whole continent back. Hello, Mr. Hooten, you great white eagle.
Hawkeye, I'd like you to meet my wife, Mrs. Eagle. I mean, Mrs. Hooten.
Greetings, Mrs. Hooten.
How do you do?
Very strange coincidence. I was just telling my niece Blossom the trouble you've had getting help. And she has volunteered to come and cook for you.
Well, that's very nice, but I'm afraid it's too late. We're selling the ranch.
You mean you're leaving?
That is, if we can sell at a fair price.
But Mr. Hooten, who would want to buy that broken-down piece of property?
You sold it to us?
And you'll never know how much my conscience bothered me. There's not a dishonest bone in my body, and I wanted to tell you how worthless it was, but your husband loved it so. Words, they would not come.
Babs, I think we'd better find another buyer. Come on.
Oh, wait, don't be hasty. Take young Mr. Hooten out. Teach him the ways of a true brave.
Okay, come on, little white eagle.
Great White Eagle, I have a confession to make. I feel so guilty about overselling you in the first place, I'd like to do a good turn. Take the whole ranch off your hand.
No thanks.
How much?
Oh, you only lose $5,000.
It's a deal.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't be so anxious to sell.
You promised Brooke we would.
Price goes down tomorrow.
When I said that, he was lonely. Look.
What'd you call me? You heard me. Take it back. I will not. Okay, then I'll make you take it back, General Custer. Yeah, how? I'm gonna knock your block off. I'd like to see you try it.
See, he's got a wonderful friend to play with now.
Can't trust Indians.
You hear what he said?
Oh, what does he know about Indians? He's the most sophisticated man I ever met.
Bill, you're not being fair.
But, darling, our son is a pal now. They'll be like brothers. What happened?
I think they're going to be blood brothers.
Oh, Great White Eagle. It's an ill wind.
Never mind the philosophy, Hawkeye. Just send me a check and the ranch is yours.
The gods have spoken.
Well, son, I guess you're glad we're leaving tomorrow, huh?
I guess so.
Mind if I sit down?
No.
You know this old well's over 60 feet deep? Lonesome says the Indians dug it by hand. They did a pretty good job, didn't they?
Uh-huh.
As a matter of fact, the Indians and the Spaniards were responsible for our whole Western civilization. Did you know that?
No.
You know what else is interesting? It was all done before our family was even in this country.
Dad, I've been thinking. I'm sorry I called Rocky a dirty redskin this morning.
So am I, son. Wish I could put my arms around you and tell you it's all right, but I can't. Because you see, Brooke, I don't really care where you grow up as much as how you grow up.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Excuse me. Hello. Hi. I was coming to see you. Your father talked to you? My uncle talked to me. I was coming to see you. I want to be your friend. Good, I like you. Thanks. And you can call me General Custer anytime.
What are you doing on a horse?
Rocky's teaching me to ride. Isn't that great? And he's giving me a bow and arrow so we can hunt together. That's right. Hey, look, Mom. He gave me a dog. Hey, boy. You can help me train him. He's 2/3 wolf. Isn't he keen?
I think I'm going to faint.
Goodbye, blood brother. Goodbye, blood brother. Isn't this great? They're making me an honorary brave in the tribe. And tomorrow we're going to have a celebration and eat rattlesnake.
Brooke, we're going back to New York tomorrow.
I'm not.
Well, we're doing it for you.
Mom, what would I do in the big city? I'm an Indian now.
Darling, we don't even own this place anymore. We sold it to Hawkeye.
Buy it back.
That's crazy. Who's going to tell your father?
Don't you worry your head about that. He'll find a way.
Coffee's cold.
Sorry, madam. Will there be anything else, madam?
Yes, you can sit down and drink your coffee. Well, to Guestward Ho.
Any regrets?
Of course not. We're a family, aren't we? You love it here, Brooke loves it here.
Well, how about you?
And maybe our next guest will be a psychoanalyst.
Well, this calls for a celebration. What do you say we all have a drink? Don't you worry, Mr. Hooton. I'm just kidding. I never drink till after breakfast. I'm down to get some help.
What's the matter? Anything wrong?
No, not exactly. But I was up cleaning the reservoir out about an hour ago and my horse fell in the water.